Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 17 of our Leicester City FIFA 16 career mode. And in today's episode we have got 2 more games for you, not 3 games because we're actually going into an international break. But once we've sorted the international break out, we'll be back to normal service being resumed. But before we get into this episode, I just wanted to say a massive thank you for something that happened recently. I think it was about 8 or 9 days ago, so it's a bit bad that I've only just mentioned it, but 8,000 subscribers, which was hit about 8 or 9 days ago, and it's a big achievement. It's something that I'm really happy with, and I just want to say a massive thank you for the support that you've been showing me recently in terms of views and watching the videos, but also in terms of subscribing as well. There's been a lot of you guys join in, if you like, and subscribe since FIFA 16 came out, so I'm really massively appreciative for that. And yeah, I'm not going to be doing a special video for it, but I just want to make sure I plow on with videos as a sort of, just as a thank you, just to really sort of plow on and make more videos than I would usually. So I hope you guys are happy with that, but if you do want me to do something special, like a montage or something, just drop it in the comment section, and I'll, if a lot of you want me to do it, then that's absolutely fine. What you'll have seen a moment ago, then getting back to this episode after my thank yous and that, is the calendar for our Leicester City portion of our job, but we'll get onto that in a little moment, because we've got the first international game to deal with. We're going to be simming both these games because they're both international friendlies, but once we get to the Euros at the end of this first season, I will be playing some of the games. As you can see, in the first friendly against Italy, we actually took the lead thanks to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, but Emanuele Giaccherini, who I think used to play for Sunderland, don't think he plays for them anymore, scored to equalise, and that is how the game would end there, a 1-1 draw. A fairly strong team playing in that game, and a fairly ageing team, if you like. They're obviously not old people, but in the grand scheme of football, some of them are getting on slightly, perhaps it could be said. And when it comes to picking my squad for Euro 2016, which I will involve you guys in quite substantially as well when it comes to picking the side, I'm going to try and emphasise on quite a lot of the younger players as well, so just do bear that in mind when I do ask you about that. And some of the players that you see here may not feature in that tournament at all, because I'll be looking at some of the younger players. Leighton Baines, however, has given us the lead in the second international friendly of this episode, and this international break there through a penalty. Fabian Frey was equalised for Switzerland, and Theo Walcott has given us the lead again, giving us a 2-1 lead right on the edge of half-time. Leighton Baines then missed a penalty before Barnetta of Schalke actually equalised again for Switzerland, but thankfully James Milner was there to save the day and get us the winner and ensure that the game ended 3-2. So a fairly action-packed game. 3 goals for us, Baines, Milner and Walcott the scorers, and then Fabian Frey and Tranquillo Barnetta, is that his name? Tranquillo Barnetta? I'm not entirely sure. I think he plays for Schalke, or he used to play for Schalke. Not a clue, to be honest with you. That's not the main point. But earlier on, you'll have seen that we actually had the calendar up, and the end of this episode actually signals a treacherous period of time, where we've actually got 4 games in the space of 1 week. So 4 games in the space of 7 days. So stamina and fatigue is going to be a massive issue. But after the international break, a fairly successful one, a draw and a win against 2 fairly difficult teams, we actually got an email telling us one of our youth players actually wanted to leave the youth academy and be given a professional contract, and that was Eric Makianok, who is our striker. We've also got quite a few other good young players in this youth academy at the moment. Quite a lot of good potential players around the place at the moment. Danny Flanagan, the Englishman, at the top of the list. Eric Makianok himself, Lasse Jonsson, Lasse Ling, they've been around for a while. There's some really good players in the youth academy at the moment, and I'm looking to promote them before next episode. But now it is time to get into the first played game of the 2 games in this episode, and we're playing Newcastle in this one. We're actually 4th in the league going into this one, with Newcastle in 5th. And they have something that used to belong to us, and that is Robert Huth, the central defender, who's actually making his first start against us, having made his £5.2 million transfer to Newcastle. And his replacement, if you like, Kevin Wimmer, is actually playing in this game for us. But as you can see, Newcastle will actually get the first chance of the game. A poor clearance there away, leading to Cheick Tiote actually getting a header on goal, and a good save there from Kasper Schmeichel. But we go forward now in the 19th minute. N'Golo Kante finding Shinji Okazaki. Good save from Karl Darlow in the Newcastle goal. But who is there? Of all the sources, it is Fuka Artemazoaku who gets our first goal of the episode and gives us a 1-0 lead here against Newcastle. In the reverse fixture earlier on in the season, we actually beat Newcastle 3-0 So I was going into this fairly confidently, but Newcastle were playing pretty well, and Jack Colback forcing a save there from Kasper Schmeichel as well. Could have been fouled there, could have been a penalty given away. Into the second half, Newcastle going forward again with Papi Cisse, but again, this time an even better save from the Dane in our goal there, Kasper Schmeichel. From the resulting corner, Newcastle are really piling on some pressure. Johan Gouffran heading it down there for Florian Thauvin. It's a header again from Cheick Tiote, but this time it goes just wide. And we are very lucky to come away with that from that onslaught, with our lead intact. But from the resulting goal kick there, Kasper Schmeichel playing out to Riedewald, then to Mahrez. Perez and now Okazaki being played down the wing there. He's going to find Riyad Mahrez again here. He's going to try and get away from the defender. He finds N'Golo Kante running into the area, and N'Golo Kante is there to hit it off the post. Fantastic strike, really accurate, it has to be said. And that has given us a 2-0 lead, bang against the run of play, it has to be said, because Newcastle were dominating the game in the second half, and we come away with a counter-attack, and we've scored, and now we have the bit between our teeth. Our tails are firmly up, and we've actually hit the crossbar there. Shinji Okazaki from the corner. Now Francois Kamano with some lightning pace to put the ball to the back post for his winger partner, Pione Sisto, who forces a good save there from Karl Darlow with 3 minutes to go. Now Newcastle piling everyone forward. Robert Huth there playing a pretty poor ball there to Dele Alli, the substitute. He finds his substitute partner, Kelechi Iheanacho, who is through on goal. He's got a lot of time to think about his decision, but he scores in the end, and he puts the ball there past Karl Darlow. And in the end, on the counter-attack, as Newcastle committed far too players forward, it's our ex-player, our old centre-half, Robert Huth, who's played quite a lot of games, it has to be said, in this series. He wasn't a bit-part player, he was a fundamental part of our defence whilst he was here, and he gave the ball away to Dele Alli, who played in Kelechi Iheanacho, our two loanees actually, our two loan players combining, and Iheanacho there gets himself on the score sheet, and we win again against Newcastle, would you believe, 3-0 for the second time this season. Unsurprisingly, N'Golo Kante, who ran the show from defensive midfield, he got man of the match after getting a goal as well. Good ratings there as well for Mahrez and Kasper Schmeichel, who, as always, had a very, very solid game in goal. And one thing a lot of you guys have been telling me is to actually get a new goalkeeper for Season 2 when we move into Season 2. But Kasper Schmeichel has been doing so well. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that, but I will ask you guys in a question of the day in the near future. But nevertheless, in the immediate future, we are training some players up. And first of all, we are training Kevin Wimmer, giving him 5 slots, the first time he's been trained since he joined from Tottenham. And in the second week of training, because Jairo Riedewald was actually on international duty for the first week of training, that's why I was unable to train him in that week. That's why whilst we were playing Italy and Switzerland in our international friendlies with England, but Riedewald was trained in the second week of training alongside Kevin Wimmer. But as always, feel free to drop in the straw poll that you will see in the description below this time, because I forgot last time. Who would you like me to train? And that will be the first of the straw polls. Who would you like me to train in the next episode of Career Mode? But the second question of the day is to do with the man you see on the screen now, and that is Wes Morgan. Somewhat of a stalwart in terms of a Leicester City squad, but unfortunately his overall is declining because he's aging as a player on Career Mode, hence he's not being used as much. Liam Moore is now really my backup centre-back beyond Kevin Wimmer and Jairo Riedewald, as opposed to Wes Morgan, sorry. So my question of the day, my main question of the day, alongside who would you like me to train, is would you like me to keep Wes Morgan for the next transfer window? He's already said he wants to leave, but I can keep him if you guys want me to. So do you want me to sell Wes Morgan? Because I understand he might be quite a fan favourite. But nevertheless, it is time to get into the first game of what is going to be an absolutely appalling spell of games. Against Southampton, 4 games in the space of a week. And you can tell from our squad already that it's pretty much changed up already. Andy King, Dele Alli into the... no, not Dele Alli. Andy King, Ben Chilwell, Francois Kamano, all coming into the side. A very different side. Andy King actually getting the first chance of the game there with a long shot, and a similar chance there for Gaston Ramirez, though actually warming the gloves of Kasper Schmeichel. Francois Kamano going down the wing. He can't quite pick out Mahrez, but Andre Kramrich is there, but it's blocked in the end by Jay Rodriguez. Some fantastic play though there down the wing, it has to be said, by Francois Kamano with that electric pace, but a fantastic save there being made by Kasper Schmeichel from Graziano Pele's chance. And you might think that was half-time. No, that was full time. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. All the chances happened in the first half. All the chances happened in the first half. I really wish something had happened in that game. I really do. I really wish I could have told you something actually happened in that game, but it just didn't. It just absolutely didn't. A vital save, though, was made by Kasper Schmeichel, hence he got a very good rating, because otherwise we would have lost the game, because Graziano Pele would have scored. But the game did end 0-0 in the end, and that actually sparked the start start of a new month, and hence quite a few players going up in overall. Kalichi Hanacho, you might have noticed, has gone up in overall. Shinji Okazaki actually as well has gone up in overall to 79, and there you can see some of the youngsters who have been promoted from the Youth Academy. You'll have seen them in the Youth Academy at the start of the episode, but they've been promoted now, so you can check those guys out in terms of overalls, in terms of attributes as well, and see, you know, who's going to be the most successful out of those youth players. I'll have a look at them properly, however, next episode. But yeah, quite a few players haven't gone up on overall. Gokhan Inla's up to 82 now. Okazaki up to 79. Francois Kamano has already gone up 3 overall since joining the squad. He's now 74. I'm just trying to think if there was anyone else. Jeffrey Schlupp's now 72. Andy King, I think Dele Alli had gone up another one as well. He's now 71 overall. So some pretty good growth in our squad. It is, of course, quite a young squad, so it's fairly understandable. Just on another note, Kalichi Hanacho has been doing quite well recently. He scored, of course, this episode. And a few of you guys have been asking me when he goes back from his loan. I think it's about 2 more episodes from now. So you'll get 2 more episodes, I think, out of Kalichi Hanacho, because he goes back once the injury of Bril Donald Embolo, there or thereabouts, is over. So when Bril Donald Embolo gets back from injury, you can expect maybe within an episode Kalichi Hanacho will be going back to Manchester City, but you never know. He might feature in you know, episodes in the future. You never know. We might buy him permanently in transfer windows in the future. You'll have seen the table in the background. We're 2 points clear of 5th place at the moment, so we're still in the 4th place position. I don't think we'll stay there until the end of the season, because we are starting to drop down the table, much like Newcastle. I think we will be engulfed by Manchester City, and we're probably in danger of being passed by Spurs as well. So we've got to watch out for that, but we should finish in the Europa League spots, unless there's an absolutely drastic disaster between now and the end of the season. But it is looking good. If you have any thoughts about how the series is going so far, how the season is going, drop them in the comment section. How are we doing? How are we doing as a squad? What do you think we can do better? As well as voting in the straw polls that I told you about earlier, whether we should keep Wes Morgan, that was my specific question of the day, or whether we should sell Wes Morgan in the next transfer window, because I know he's an original Leicester player. I don't want to get rid of loads of original Leicester players. You know, I want to keep the likes of Kante, Inler for the long run, because I like them. Jamie Vardy, Okazaki, I want to try and keep them for quite some time, and I don't know whether Wes Morgan falls into that category. And the other vote concerns who would you like me to who would you like me to train? Sorry, the vote is for who would you like me to train in the next episode of Career Mode. But nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. Feel free to smash the likes button if you did. 75 likes, as always, would be massively appreciated. And subscribe if you are new around here as well. Comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. And once again, thank you guys so much for 8,000 subscribers. Massive milestone for my channel, and I hope things just kick on even more and that you guys are still there to support me in times to come. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.